Hi.
All right, let's go ahead and get started here. Just finding our feet hip distance apart, parallel position. Start to draw the belly in, so think navel in toward the spine. And then we're gonna start to just rock heel to toe a few times. And as you go through this movement, if you'd like, you can always find a spot on the floor to concentrate on. My name is Mandy, by the way. I have not taught for Lisa in a very long time. It's been a few months, so thank you. All right, let's go ahead and start to settle into the feet. Finding that external rotation here through the shoulders. Let's take an inhale, lift it up. On the exhale, we're just gonna release the arms down, nice and slow. Taking those fingertips out wide, lift it up. And then exhale, let's go ahead and lower. This time, we're gonna inhale, find that lift up. And then as we exhale, taking that up and over to the right. So dropping that right arm. Go ahead and reach through those fingertips. And then inhale, let's go ahead and lift that back to center, taking that to the other side, finding that stretch, reaching, keeping the weight even across the feet. And then inhale, let's lift it back up. This time, swan dive forward. So as you come into your forward fold, stay soft through the knees. Just allow the head and the arms to be heavy. All right, let's go ahead and scoop it through the belly. Inhale, exhale, roll it up. Once we make it to the top, let's go into just a couple of shoulder rolls, up, back, and down. Open that up through the chest. All right, let's step our feet out nice and wide into a second position. So as you find this external rotation through the hips, making sure heels are in, toes are out. And then let's take those arms up, overhead. As you inhale, let's go ahead and lower that down into a second plie, and then we'll lift all the way up. So just nice and slow here, really warming it up through the feet, through the knees, through the hips. Inhale to lower, exhale, lift it up. Let's do 4 more. Exhale to lift. Here's 3, and lift, 2. Nice job on that last one. We're just gonna hold it here. Let's go little pulses. So make sure that weight is through the heels. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, extend the legs, drop the arms. Inhale, lift, exhale, find that side stretch. And then back to center, let's take it to the other side. All right, 1 more each side here. And lift, here's your last one. All right, this time as we exhale, go ahead and rotate that to the left, arms out into a T. Inhale, let's find that lift, and then we'll take it to the right. 1 more each side, stay nice and tall. All right, last time, and rotate. Lift it back up. This time we're gonna take the arms forward. Go ahead and rotate so that the toes are in, heels are out, internal rotation. This time as you inhale, let's go ahead and reach forward, finding that flat back position. And then we're just gonna release that down into a wide-legged forward fold. All right, stay soft through the knees. Inhale, exhale, we're gonna roll it up. And then once we're at the top, let's go right back into those shoulder rolls. Start to walk the feet in. Now we're really gonna warm it up here. So make your way to the end of your mat. Again, make sure that you're in that parallel position with the feet. And then going into some roll down. So we'll get into our Pilates part here. Let's take an inhale, exhale, drop the chin, roll it down. So imagine you're rolling away from a wall behind you. And then as you come to our forward fold, go ahead and start to walk the hands all the way out into a plank position. And then inhale, exhale, lift the hips up as you start to walk the hands back. We're just gonna roll it all the way up. So scoop it through the belly. And then a couple of shoulder rolls at the top and start to really get the heart rate up a little here. Let's inhale, exhale, roll it down. Coming to that forward fold, start to walk it all the way out into your plank position. Breathing, and on your next exhale, let's go ahead and lift it up, start to walk it in. Coming into that forward fold, and let's roll it up. All right, let's go 1 more. We're gonna stay in that down position this time. Inhale, exhale, roll it down. And then walk it all the way out. All right, I have a little 4-part move for you here. So what we're gonna do is take the knees to the mat, send those hips all the way back toward the heels, and then we'll bring it forward, lift the knees away from your mat. So let's go ahead, drop it down. We're gonna keep this movement nice and slow so you can focus on that form, bring it forward and lift it up. Let's go 2 more. Reach it back, finding that shoulder stability, lift the knees. Let's go last one. Reach back, bring it forward, and then hold here into plank. We're gonna hold for 15 seconds. So if you'd like, you can always modify this on the knees or stay up on the toes. Your choice. Just gonna watch the clock here. Stay with the breath. It's so easy to hold breath in plank. Let's go for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead, find shell stretch. Just sending those hips back. Release it through the wrist. All right, let's go ahead and roll it up through the spine. We're gonna take the legs, extending them out in front of the hips. And before you get too settled here, go ahead and grab a ball. All right, so before we get set up here, make sure that the hips are about in the center of your mat because we will be rolling this down. We're nice and tall. We're gonna start to take this into our spine stretch for it. So find a little flexion through the mid and upper back. Go ahead and reach the arms forward. Take an inhale, exhale. We're gonna reach. So scoop it through the belly. And then as you inhale, let's go ahead and lift that up. Take the arms all the way overhead and then release it back down. Exhale, reach. Find that lift. And then arms lower. We just have 2 more. Reach. Lift, stack the spine. Arms lower. Last one. Reach. And lift. Lower. We're going to hold it right here. Take it to the right. So ball in that right hand, we're just going to find rotation. And then we'll bring it back to center. Now on this one, as you're rotating, think about keeping those hip points forward. We're keeping that nice reach through the crown of the head. Really opening here through the chest. Let's go 4 more. Bring it center. Here's 3. Center. Last 2. All right, last one. Rotate. Bring it center. Let's go ahead, drop that down. We're just going to bend through the knees. And again, make sure the hips are in the center of your mat because we will roll this down. All right, reach those arms forward once again. Really draw the shoulder blades back. Inhale, exhale. Let's find our half rollbacks. And then inhale, let's lift it back up. Exhale, you're scooping through the belly, finding that C curve through the spine. Let's go 2 more, and then we'll start to get into those obliques. Nice job. Here's your last one. Roll it back. Lift it up. This time, take the ball into that right hand. You're going to sweep the arm back. Obliques, rollbacks, lift it up. Other side. So just alternating here. And again, keep the weight even across the hips. All right, 4 more. Here's 3. Reach. Last 2. And then last one. Cheryl gets to do this all over again tomorrow. Let's go ahead and roll it all the way down to the mat. And then with the ball, let's go ahead and just place the ball right between the thighs, above the knees, making sure those heels are in line with the sitting bones if you don't have a ball at home. All right, let's go ahead and get right into some bridging. So start in your neutral pelvis. Take an inhale, exhale. We're going to press into the heels as you find that lift up. And then lower it down with control. So you want to hit each vertebra on the way up and the way down. So go ahead, press, find that lift, and then release. We just have 2 more. Press it up. Really open up through the hip flexors. Release that down with control. We just have 1 more. Exhale, press it up. On this one, we're going to actually stay lifted. Take that right heel. We're just going to lift it up. And then release it down. Other side, left heel lifts away from your mat, and then release. Let's go 1 more each side. You get a little articulation through the ankles. Go ahead and release all the way back down. And then grab the ball. We're actually going to take this into a sideline position to really open it up through the chest. So on this one, come into your side position. Let's take the shins and the knees forward on your mat. And as you lower the head down onto your mat, make sure it stays in line with the rest of the spine. All right, let's go ahead and reach the ball forward. And then as we go into this rotation, really think about keeping those hips nice and stacked. Take an inhale, start to lift the arm up. As you exhale, we're gonna find that rotation into the back space and then bring it all the way back to center. So find that lift. As you reach into the back space, really open that up through the chest and that shoulder. Release it down. We just have one or two more here. Open that up. And then release. Here's your last one. Rotate. And then bring it back in. All right, let's start to focus a little bit more on hips. So take that top leg. We're just going to lift it up and then release it down. So taking the whole leg up and then back down, really focusing on lateral movement through the hip. Lift it up and release. Let's go 4 more. And lower. Here's 3. Lower. 2 more. Nice job. Here's your last one. Lift. And then this time focusing on external rotation. So let's take both feet. Hold here. Inhale, exhale. Top knee lifts up. So the feet stay glued together on this one. Imagine opening a book and then closing it. So external rotation. Hips stay stacked. Very nice. Let's go 4 more. And lower. Here's 3. And 2. Last one. Nice job. Let's go ahead, just release that down. And then we're going to take that to the other side. So let's go ahead and roll that over. Don't worry, we might probably have some sideline work come back later in the class. So as we take this to the other side, once again, we're going to take those shins and knees toward the front of your mat. As you release the head down, again, make sure it stays in line with the rest of the spine. Reaching that top arm forward. Let's focus on that upper body rotation. So inhale, let's start to find that lift up. And then exhale, rotate into the back space. Bring it all the way back in. Nice, slow, controlled movement. Lift it up and rotate. Let's go just 2 more. Stay with the breath. And then release. Let's go last time. Open and rotate. Back to center. Once again, let's focus on that top leg. So take the entire leg, just lift it up and release it down. Find that lift and lower. Lateral movement, lifting. Here's 4, 3, 2. All right, here's your last one. Lift up, release. We're gonna take those feet toward the ceiling. Open it up, top knee. Finding that external rotation. Again, hips are stacked. We're drawing the belly in, staying with the breath. Nice job, everybody. Let's go 4 more. Here's 3, 2, and then last one. Nice job. Releasing that down. Let's go ahead and roll it all the way over onto the belly. So we're just going to release the ball for now. Let's go ahead and focus on a little bit of extension work through the back. So we want those legs in a parallel position. Think about reaching back through the toes. I'm just going to place the ball to the side. All right, so let's go ahead, draw those elbows in. You want the forearms flush with your mat, keeping the pressure out of the hands. Let's go ahead and take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, just going to lift the chest up. So find that extension through the crown of the head. And then release it down. Let's do that again. Exhale, find that lift. And then lower. So if you do feel like you're pressing into the hands to find that lift, go ahead and take the arms with you. Release. Let's go 4 more. Really focusing on that back extension. Shoulder blades slide down the back as you find that lift. Let's go 2 more. All right, here's your last one. Lift it up and then release. Stacking those palms, we're going to focus on the glutes. So really draw the belly in. Feel as if you're reaching back through the tailbone. Take that right leg, lift it up, and then release. Let's take that to the other side. So even though I'm cueing you to lift up, I really want you to think about reaching back through the toes. Let's go 4 more. Here's 3, 2, and then last one. Nice job. Let's press ourselves back into our shell stretch. So as you take the hips back, really find rounding, especially through the low back. And we're just breathing. All right, and then as we come back down onto the mat, let's go ahead and roll it all the way over to the back, bringing your light weights with you. So at home, 2 3-pound weights, that's 2 to 3. You can also do 1 pound or 5 if you lift a lot. Just be mindful of how you feel, especially through the shoulders. All right, so as you come down onto your mat, let's go ahead and focus on a little bit of chest work. Keep those feet down on your mat to start, just making sure knees are hip distance apart, and then reach the arms all the way toward the ceiling. As you inhale, we're going to take the arms out nice and wide into a T, and then exhale as you find that lift. So inhaling, exhale. Finding those chest flies. Press it up. Let's go 4 more here, and then we're going to start to add a leg lift. Here's 3, 2, and then last one. Lift it up. Now this time, go ahead and reach those arms out nice and wide. As you lift up, take that right leg and find it in table. Release that down. We're just going to alternate on the legs, so lift it up. One thing that I really do in Pilates is cue and neutral spine. So you want to feel heavy on the sacrum, maintaining that natural curve to the lumbar spine, the low back. Release, and then come back up. All right, let's go 1 more each side. Stay with the breath. Last one, find that lift. Release that down. We're just going to drop our weights for now, and then take the hands behind the head. Now, option here, you can keep the feet on the mat, or if you'd like, take it up into a tabletop position. Knees directly above the hips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, we're going to come up into flexion, so head, neck, and shoulders lifting, and then release that down. Let's keep going on this one. So as you come up, you want to think about drawing the rib cage toward the hips and finding that reach through the crown of the head as you drop the shoulders. Let's go 4 more. Exhale, 3 and 2. On that last one, we're going to hold here. Let's go ahead and reach toward the toes, and then we'll go little pulses up. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Releasing that down. We're just going to hug the knees in towards the chest. Yes. Yes. All right, I'm just going to turn down the music really quick. I'll be right back soon, people. You're fine. Let's go ahead, release the feet back to the mat. You're welcome. We're going to go into the hundreds. So for those of you who have issues with the neck and the shoulders getting really tense during the 100, you can actually use the ball right under the head to find that support. So I'm just going to show you here really quick. If you are wanting to use the ball for that neck and head support, just place it right there. And then once you come up, instead of coming all the way up into flexion, you can kind of find that resistance here with the ball and find support as we pump the arms. Otherwise, feel free to just keep the ball out. We're going to take those legs to a tabletop position once again. And then this time, let's go ahead and float the arms all the way overhead. Take an inhale as you lift the arms toward the ceiling. And then exhale, we're going to come up into flexion, holding here. Or if you'd like, you can extend those legs out into Pilates stance. I'm going to actually take it into table. Let's get started with that breath. So take an inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 30. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 40. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 50. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 60. Keep going on this one. Exhale. Here's 70. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 80. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 90. Inhale, 2, 4, 5, and exhale, 2, 3, 4, 100. Nice job. Go ahead, release the head, hug the knees in. You can always rock side to side a few times here if you'd like. All right, let's go into a couple more flexion exercises. Actually, keep the head down for this next one. We'll go into our leg lowers. So let's start with the feet down on the mat so you can find that neutral position through the pelvis and the spine. And then whenever you're ready, lifting those legs up to table, you can take the hands, tuck them under the hips. Let's go ahead and extend the legs all the way up toward the ceiling. Really glue those big toes together. And on your inhale, go ahead and start to lower the legs toward the floor. As you exhale, we're going to lift it back up. So of course, on this one, the lower the legs go to the floor, the more challenging the exercise. You just really want to be mindful of the low back. So if you feel like your low back is coming away from the mat, keep the legs lifted a little bit higher. And use that breath. Let's go 2 more. Exhale to lift. And then last one. Lift it up. We're going to hold here, grab behind the legs. Inhale, exhale. Find that lift up. Just grabbing one leg. We're going to go right into our scissors. So let's go ahead, release that down. Bring it in. We'll switch sides. So on this, really reaching through the crown of the head and out through the toes. All right, here's 3, 2, and then last one. Bring it in, hug the knees in. Get a little massage here through the low back. All right, let's take those legs back to table. We're going to take this into our bicycle twist. So we'll start nice and slow. Take the hands behind the head, elbows are wide. Inhale as you exhale, we're going to come up, find that rotation, and then option here to extend the opposite leg out. Bring it all the way in, other side. So just alternating on those legs if you are going into that leg extension. If not, feel free to keep those legs in table. All right, here's 3, 2. On that last one, we're going to find that lift, hold here, and then we're just going to switch for 8, nice and slow. Here's 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Bring it back in, hug the knees in. All right, before we go into our last flexion exercise, let's actually keep the head down for this next one. I will give you the option to bring the weights with you. We're actually going to take this into dead bug. So the weights are just added resistance if you would like that. But of course, you can always drop the weights. So bringing legs back to tabletop position, this time lifting the arms up. And then opposite arm and leg. So we're going to find that reach out away from center and exhale. Let's bring it back in. Let's go ahead and alternate side to side on this one. So as you reach that arm overhead, really draw the shoulder down and away from the ear, keeping that length through the neck and through the entire spine. Reach, bring it in. Let's go 4 more. Here's 3. Last 2. Nice job. Here's your last one. Bring it in. Go ahead, drop the weights. Take those arms all the way overhead once again. Inhale, exhale. We're going to lift that up. So we're going into our double leg stretch. Again, if you want to take the ball behind the head for that little bit of support, feel free. We're just going to reach arms and legs away from center, and then we'll bring it back in. Let's go 6 of these all together. You can always just take the arms overhead on this if you'd like. Here's 3 and 2. Draw that in. Last one. And center. Release the head down. Let's go ahead and rock side to side a few times. Releasing any tension through the neck and the shoulders. And we are going to stretch out those hip flexors and quads. So let's take those feet to the mat. And then we'll walk it out a little bit wider than the hips. This time, arms out into a big T. Take an inhale, exhale, drop the knees to one side. And of course, if you'd like, you can take the head in the opposite direction, finding a nice little twist here. Really concentrate on those deep belly breaths. All right, let's go ahead and bring it through center, or just drop the knees to the other side, finding that stretch. And then back to center. Let's go ahead and roll it over onto the back. Once again, we'll go right back into some extension work before we come back to standing for some nice leg work, balance, and arm work. All right, so on this one, as we come to the belly, we're actually going to step the feet out a little bit wider than the mat. So naturally, the heels will be in, toes are out. And then make sure you have space around you. I always tend to knock my water bottle down when I start to wave my arms around. All right, so for this, we're actually gonna focus on a little bit of opposite arm and leg work. Go ahead and reach those arms out into a nice big high V. Option here, you can always go to goalpost position if you have issues through the shoulders. All right, so draw the belly in, take an inhale. On your exhale, you're just gonna lift opposite arm and leg up. And then release that down, alternating sides. So again, the focus here, even though I tell you to lift up, really want you to focus on that reach out. All right, let's go just 3 more here. Lift. Here's 2. And then last one. Go ahead, release. We're just gonna stack the palms one on top of the other. Keep the feet out nice and wide here. Take one leg. We're just gonna hover above the mat, and then we'll go little pulses up. Let's go for 8. Stay with the breath for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Release it down. We're just gonna hover other leg above your mat, and then little pulses up for 8. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. We're just gonna walk the feet back in line with those hips, and then press all the way back into shell. All right, let's go ahead and take it all the way back down. This time, we're gonna take the feet and legs into a parallel position. Take the arms out nice and wide into a big T. So this will be a full body extension exercise. Now, before we get started, really draw the navel in toward the spine. Go ahead and release the forehead to the mat, but reaching through the crown of the head. Take an inhale, and on your exhale, we're gonna lift everything up. And then release it down. So with control on this, exhale to find that lift. And then release, we just have 2 more. And then we lower, here's your last one, exhale. Lift, we're just gonna hold here for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job, release it down, and then press it back into your shell stretch. All right, so just preparing here, we are going to come back to standing in just a moment, but first let's get into some push-ups so we can get some more arm work and chest work. All right, so on your push-ups, of course, you always have the option to go up onto the balls of the feet, the toes, or option, you can take it to the knees. I'm actually gonna modify on the knees today. So as we come into our push-up position, a couple options on the hands. If you wanna get more into the triceps, make sure that those wrists are right under the shoulders, sending those elbows back. Other options, step it out a little bit wider to send the elbows out side to side. All right, so in our push-up position here, think about leading with the chest. So take an inhale as you lower, exhale as you press away. So you're just bending at the elbows. You want to think about keeping the body in a nice alignment. Flat back position. All right, let's go 4 more. Exhale, here's 3. Press it out, 2 more. And then last one, inhale, exhale to press. Let's go ahead and find our stretch back If you'd like, rotate the palms toward the ceiling, just releasing here through the wrists and the shoulders. And then as we come forward, once again, to find a plank position, we are going to make our way to standing. So find your plank, really press back through those heels. And on your next exhale, we're going to lift the hips up. Let's find our downward facing dog first. And then while we're here, pedal it out through the heels, just one at a time. All right, both heels toward the mat. Inhale, exhale, start to walk it back. Option there is to walk the feet forward. So we're back in our forward fold. Stay soft through the knees before you come up. Find your balance. And then let's roll it up. Once we're at the top, let's go into a few shoulder rolls, just up, back, and down. All right, and then let's go ahead, grab that chair. We're going to take this into some balance work. And let's go ahead and grab the ball as well. All right, so on our balance work, let's go ahead and keep those feet. We're just going to go into a parallel position here. So chair is just there for balance. We're taking the ball to the right hand, and then we're just going to find a lift up onto the balls of the feet. All right, so just dropping the arms down. Let's go ahead and take an inhale, exhale. Lift the ball up and overhead. At the same time, we're going to come up onto the balls of the feet. Go ahead and release that down with control, and then lifting up. So if you really want to test the balance here, you can take that hand away from the chair, away from the countertop if you're at home. And find that lift. Nice job. Keeping shoulders away from the ears. Let's go 4 more. And then we lower. Here's 3. Lift. Lower it down. 2 more. And lower. Here's your last one. Exhale. And release. Nice job. Let's go ahead and take the ball between the thighs, just right above the knees. So you really find that inner thigh connection, about lifting through those pelvic floor muscles. And then this time, we're going to find that lift up. We're going to keep it up onto the balls of the feet. And let's go ahead and just bend the knees here. And then we're going to lift all the way back up. So find that bend. Checking in with that form, keeping ears over shoulders, shoulders over the hips. So as you lower down, think about the back between, or the back pressing up against the wall and just sliding down the wall and back up. Let's go 2 more. And then last one. Let's go ahead and release that down. We're just going to switch sides. So if you want, you can take the chair, just turn around here. Keeping the feet in that parallel position. Let's take the ball into the left hand this time. All right, so just nice and tall, chest stays open. Inhale, exhale, let's lift it up. And then release it down, nice and slow, lift it up. And then we lower, exhale. Very nice. Find that lift and release. Let's go just 4 more. Stay with the breath. Here's 3, lift. Nice job, 2. And then last one, exhale. Release. We're going to take the ball between the thighs, right above the knees once again, making sure the feet stay in that parallel position. All right, and then let's go ahead and lift the heels away from your mat or the floor. And then we're just going to find that bend through the knees, and then we lift it up. So again, really check in with your form. Ears stay over shoulders, shoulders stay over those hips. Bend. And then we lift it up. Let's go just 4 more. And 3, press. Here's 2. Very nice. Last one, lift. Go ahead, release that down. This time we're going to grab the ball. Take this into a same arm, same leg position. So keep the feet in that parallel position. And then as we take this left leg back, soft bend through that standing knee, go ahead and take the left arm up, and then we're just going to lift the foot away from the floor. Let's go ahead and find that lift up a little bit higher, and then release. So find that lift. Taking same arm, same leg into this nice extension work. There's 4, and 3. Here's 2. On that last one, let's go ahead and hold here, little pulses up. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead, release. And then before we move to the other side, let's actually take the hands nice and wide on the chair or the counter, feet in that parallel position. We're just going to take this back into a modified downward dog. So while we're here, if you'd like, find a little rounding through the low back. All right, and then once again, we're going to bring it forward, taking that work to the other side. So again, maybe flip the chair around or turn around. All right, so feet in that parallel position. Go ahead and take that right leg back this time. So again, soft bend through that standing leg. And then right arm lifts up. Go ahead and lift that foot away from the floor. Inhale, exhale as you find a lift up and lower. So this is a really subtle movement here. Think about that reach. Here's 4 and 3, 2. On that last one, let's hold here, little pulses up. Here's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Release that down. Once again, we're going to take that into our modified downward dog. So hands wide on the chair. We're just going to step it back. Send those hips toward the back of the room. All right, and then let's go ahead and come back up. Grabbing our weights. So we'll go into a little bit more balance work and using our weights on this one. All right, so getting set up, we're just going to find that external rotation through the hips. It doesn't have to be a very wide V. You can keep the toes in close, or if you want, you can take it into a wider V. Just making sure not to force that movement or force the position. Let's go ahead and take those arms into a low V. We're just going to curl it in and then reach it out. So just nice and slow, controlling that movement. Elbows are lifted here. We're staying nice and wide in the chest, dropping the shoulders. Nice job. Bring it in and reach. Let's go just 4 more like this. Here's 3. Reach and 2. On that last one, we're actually going to take it to halfway here. Let's go little pulses up. So all this movement is actually just coming from the shoulders. Very nice. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and reach that all the way out. Once again, keep those arms lifted. Inhale, exhale as you curl in. Go ahead and come up onto the balls of the feet and then release it down. Now your option is to keep the heels down if you don't want to go into this balance work. But if you are, maybe find a spot on the floor to concentrate on. Think about taking the crown of the head toward the ceiling. Bring it in. Reach. Here's 4 and 3. Nice job. 2. All right, on that last one, we're actually going to stay lifted. Let's take it halfway here. Little pulses up. So a little bit more of a challenge. Staying lifted. This is where it comes in handy to find that spot to concentrate on. Let's go for 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's go ahead, release. We're actually going to release our weights as well. Coming back, let's go into a parallel position with the feet. All right, go ahead and interlace those fingers. Rotate the palms toward the front of the room. Find that rounding through the upper back. So think about separating shoulder blades there. And then let's go ahead and lift that up nice and tall. Find a little stretch while we're here. And then we're going to take the arms, release that down, interlace the fingers this time behind the back. So a couple options on this one. You can square those wrists or option, bring the palms together. It's a little more challenging. I'm going to just square the wrists here. So really open that up through the chest. Other option, of course, is to just let go, reach it back. All right, let's go ahead, release that. Let's find a little bit more balance work while we're here. So a couple options on the hands. Hands to heart or the hips, your choice. We are going to start by taking the weight over on that left side, and then we're going to reach right leg out. So you want to stay nice and tall on this one. Take an inhale. As you exhale, let's go ahead and find that lift up and then release. So as you lift up, again, I always cue up. We think about reaching out through the toes. Lift. And lift. Nice job. Let's go 4 more. You can always grab onto your chair for this one as well if you need that little bit of assistance on your balance. All right, on that last one, we're just going to hold here. Let's go little pulses up. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's go ahead and pedal it out through the feet a few times. And then coming back to center. Once again, hands to heart or the hips, your choice. Shift the weight over to that right side this time as we take the left leg out. Inhale, exhale, we're going to find that lift up. So on this one, right away, you're going to start to notice how you feel from one side to the other. My left hip is not as cooperative as my right. Actually, that's to you. For me, it's actually my right hip. Let's go ahead, lift it up. All right, let's go 2 more. Lift, and of course, on that last one, we get to hold here, little pulses up. There's 4, 3, 2, and 1. Nice job. Let's go ahead and bring it in. Once again, just pedal it out through the heels. All right, and then we're going to use our chair here for a little bit of figure 4 stretch. It's almost time on the end of class. So it doesn't matter which side you start with. What we're going to do is just take one leg, cross it over. You want to make sure that knee stays wide. And before we go into the stretch, go ahead and flex through that foot. And then we'll sink it back into the hips. So you're just hinging here. Try to keep the chest lifted on your stretches. Should really feel that stretch through that hip. Maybe a little release in the low back. All right, and then let's go ahead and lift that up. We're going to take that same leg, so whichever leg you're stretching there, take that into the back space. So you're finding a little lunge here. And then we're going to take that back knee, drop it toward the floor, and then start to shift that hip forward. So you should feel a nice opening here through the front of the hip. Just staying tall. All right, let's go ahead, bring the leg forward. Flex through that foot. We're going to bend this opposite knee. So coming into a nice hamstring stretch. Think about drawing that hip toward the back of the room. Bring the toes in toward the shin. All right, let's go ahead, release. So we're going to take this work to the other side. So I'm just going to flip my chair around here. Going right into our figure 4 stretch once again. Let's go ahead and cross that over. Before you come into the stretch, let's find flexion through that foot and then sink it back into the hips. And chest is lifted. All right, let's go ahead and bring that back up. We're going to swing the leg around into the back space. Find your lunge. And then take that back knee, drop it down, and then start to shift the weight forward through that hip. So again, should feel that opening through the front of the hip. Little stretch into the quads. All right, and then let's go ahead and bring the leg forward. Flex through that foot whenever you're ready. And bend through that opposite knee as you find this hamstring stretch. All right, and then let's go ahead, stand that up nice and tall. Finding that external rotation once again through the shoulders. Let's go into our deep belly breathing. So take an inhale, find that lift. Exhale, let's release it down with control. Let's go one more deep belly breath. Lift it up. And then exhale to release. Thank you so much, everybody. Enjoy the rest of your day and your weekend.